That's where mindful meditation comes in. It's this idea of transforming your mind from, as the material puts it, enemy to friend.
Exactly, exactly. Mindful meditation basically gives you a way to break free from that cycle of negativity. It's not about like, you know, pretending to be happy all the time or suppressing your thoughts. It's not about that. It's more about learning to just observe those thoughts and emotions without judgment. And just by doing that, you're creating space to make intentional choices instead of just knee-jerk reacting to everything that pops into your head.
Oh, I see, I see. So you're kind of taking a step back from your thoughts, if you will.
Right, exactly. You're creating that space.
And the mindful meditation program actually dives into some of the science behind these benefits, which is interesting. They highlight research on things like, well, reduce stress and anxiety, which we've talked about, but also improved immune function, reduce inflammation, and even an increase in gray matter in areas of the brain linked to compassion and learning, which is fascinating.
Yeah, yeah. And it's important to point out that this isn't just anecdotal evidence or people's opinions. There's actually a growing body of solid scientific research that backs up these claims, which is pretty cool. And what's really interesting is that you don't have to meditate for years to start seeing results. Mindful meditation, for example, points to research that shows just 8 weeks of consistent practice can lead to some pretty noticeable improvements in focus and what they call feeling more loving.
8 weeks, huh? That's a pretty compelling timeline, especially for those of us who are, well, always looking for ways to be more productive and boost our well-being, right? And speaking of boosting well-being, they also mentioned some pretty impressive testimonials in the materials from people who've actually gone through the mindful meditation program. One person even talked about feeling tangible changes after just one day of practice.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to remember that everyone's experience with mindfulness is going to be unique. And while some people might see big changes quickly, for others it might be a slower, more gradual process. So I think it's always a good idea to approach any program with a healthy dose of skepticism, and just focus on the process rather than getting too hung up on specific outcomes. And of course, consistency is key.
Right, right. Consistency is key. It's about the journey, not just the destination.
Exactly.
But even if the timeline is a bit more nuanced than, instant transformation, those potential benefits are still pretty exciting when you say.
Yeah.
And they even mentioned that the program comes with a money-back guarantee, so people can try it out risk-free, which is nice. And they throw in some bonuses, too, like a checklist and a mind map to help you stay on track. If you guys are interested, you can find all those details at the link in the description below.
Yeah, it's definitely encouraging that they're confident enough in their program to offer that kind of guarantee. I think that definitely makes it more appealing for people who might be hesitant to try something new.
For sure, for
Mm.
sure. So, okay, we've talked about the science, the historical context, even the potential for, well, pretty rapid transformation. But I think it's time to get a little more practical. What does mindful meditation actually look like in practice? Is it just, sitting cross-legged on a cushion chanting
Haha. Well, that's a common misconception. While there are definitely different meditation techniques out there at its core, mindful meditation is really just about finding a comfortable position, closing your eyes, and focusing your attention on your breath. As you breathe in and out, you simply observe the sensations of your breath without trying to control it or change it in any way. And inevitably, your mind is going to wander. That's totally normal. Everyone's does. The key is to just gently redirect your attention back to your breath each time you notice it's strayed.
So it's not about, like, completely emptying your mind or anything.
No. Right, not at all. It's more about just developing a sense of awareness of your thoughts and emotions, rather than trying to suppress them or block them out. And with practice, you get better at noticing when your mind is getting carried away by worries or anxieties or judgments. And you can just gently guide it back to the present moment. And the more you practice, the more you cultivate that sense of inner calm and stability, which can help you navigate the ups and downs of life with a little more ease.
That sounds incredibly valuable, especially in today's world where it feels like we're constantly bombarded with distractions and information overload. It makes me think about how even just a few minutes of mindful breathing each day could make a big difference. And from what I'm gathering from the mindful meditation materials, they really emphasize integrating mindfulness into daily life, not just during, formal meditation sessions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'd say that's one of the most powerful aspects of mindfulness, really. It's not meant to be something you just do for a few minutes a day in isolation. It's about bringing that mindful approach to everything you do, from the most mundane tasks to the most important decisions.
Oh, I see. So, like, even just being present while you're washing dishes or responding to emails, that could be a form of mindful meditation.
Exactly. It's all about bringing that same sense of awareness and non-judgment to every moment. And that can have a huge impact on your relationships, your work, even your creativity. And this is really where the mindful meditation program stands out. They've really put a lot of thought into designing modules that help people apply these principles to all sorts of different situations, from managing stress at work to deepening connections with their loved ones, all kinds of stuff. And if you're curious to learn more, remember there's a link to their website down in the description below.